Oklahoma waking up this morning mourning a meteorology legend, Gary England. In a statement, his family tells us Gary passed peacefully last night, surrounded by his loved ones.
Now, Gary kept Oklahomans advised for 41 years here at News 9, but his contributions to weather safety reach far beyond this state he called home. This morning, we begin with a look at his legacy from his induction into the Oklahoma Hall of Fame in 2013.
Gary England has been honored with nearly every weather-related award, among others, including Outstanding Alumni at the University of Oklahoma. At 17, he joined the United States Navy and was assigned to naval meteorology. England found his calling. Following discharge, he graduated from the University of Oklahoma and co-founded Oklahoma's first private weather service. He became consulting meteorologist for a firm in New Orleans, where he completed oceanographic and climate studies. Returning to Oklahoma City, he spent 1 year at KTOK Radio before taking a position with KWTV. Since that time, he had developed First Warning, the map in the corner of the television screen, Storm Tracker to track a storm's time of arrival, co-developed the Weather Alert Radar Network, precursor to Weather Radio, and Storm Signal, direct-to-PC warning. England implemented with Enterprise Electronics the world's first commercial Doppler radar and was the first person in history to use Doppler for direct warnings. Venues filled to capacity to experience those terrible twisters, his traveling weather roadshow. He has authored 4 weather-related books and was the subject of Friday Night in the Big Town, is an expert witness in weather-related lawsuits, and sought-out contributor for print and television. He appeared in the movie Twister, one of many guest appearances and cameos. From the start, England and his siblings were instilled with a strong sense of family. They also learned the value of hard work, often accompanying their father on his bread route. During high school, England was the captain of the Sealing High School Wildcats football team and welcomed any job that helped gas up his '55 Chevy. It was during college that he met and married Mary Carlisle. Recently celebrating their 52nd anniversary, they have shared the birth and marriage of their daughter Molly, welcoming son-in-law Mike into the fold, battled Mary's diagnosis of breast cancer, becoming active in prevention and treatment, and became grandparents with the births of granddaughters Cassidy and Chloe. Although his family provides him the greatest joy and sense of accomplishment, it is the safety for all families that drives Gary England.
And our thoughts go out to his wife, Mary, daughter, Molly, and their entire family. Gary was 85 years old.
Hi, my name's Gary England, and I'm the Chief Meteorologist here at Channel 9 KWTV in Oklahoma City. And I'd like to tell you a little bit about our fantastic new weather maps we have here. The printing, all the color, all the printing, all the graphics that you'll see are printed subsurface. So in other words, they'll just last forever. You can see they're very, very colorful. Just about any color scheme can be used. Here's an Oklahoma map that we use, and it just looks like a normal map to the viewer. But if we can come in fairly close to show you something we have done. Subsurface. Clear skies, light winds, temperatures right now in Oklahoma, 70s and 80s.
Major flooding, record hot temperatures, and tornado outbreaks. In January of 1977, while most of the nation shivered under bitter cold temperatures, in fact one of the coldest winters on record, Oklahoma was no exception.
In northern Oklahoma County, Deer Creek region, up around where May Avenue goes across Eben Road, the water's quite high. In fact, along Eben Road, they're reporting the waters is fence deep. And I think the best way to look at it, let's take a look at it on Color Scan 9 radar. And as you can see now, as I mentioned, the severe weather watch is for the tornado watch until 8 o'clock is for the western half of the state. And right now, most of it is moving into the central third of the state. And let's see, we put our counties on there. Mike, could we have the counties? Thank you. And this is a large mass of cumulonimbus tops, thunderstorms running from north central Oklahoma to southern section. Tremendous photograph. And here's a line of towering cumulus from Childress back in toward the Lubbock area, and they may well intensify into thunderstorms and move into southwestern Oklahoma. And we'll just watch them. If they do, we'll be ready for them. And briefly on the forecast map for tomorrow, not too much change. The front's still in Oklahoma, so we'll have that continuing chance for showers and thunderstorms again tomorrow. Well, if this front will ever shove through, we'll get rid of it, but right now it doesn't look like a strong likelihood. Present conditions in Oklahoma City, they look this way. South, running about 5. About 72 on the temperature, 90% relative humidity, barometric pressure 29.98, and unsteady. Forecast. State of Oklahoma tonight, tornado watch, western one half of the state. For Friday, variable cloudiness, warm, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Tonight, 62 to 72. The highs Friday and Saturday in the 80s. Low tonight, 68, and the high Friday and Saturday are around, well, that doesn't look right, folks. That should be low tonight, 68. The high Friday and Saturday should be 85. The high Friday will not be 68. We're going to get it rolling.
And to sign off because of the rising water. You can imagine, though, what we at home were visualizing later up on the couch about half asleep and hear Gary signing off. I could just see you up here like this.
It wasn't, it got so deep, it came horizontal. We had heavy rain and 70-mile-an-hour wind, and it blew it in.
I got you.
And it was an interesting night.
It may be another interesting night.
Yeah. This is a very large, very dangerous storm. If you're in the path of this storm moving through Harmon, Greer, and Jackson County, you should be alert to the possibility, the strong likelihood that there will be a tornado.
Some continue to call those that activity over Lawton as high straight winds. There was a little bit more to it, I guess, Gary.
Yeah, that's Altus, by the way, Jerry.
What did I say?
Lawton.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're going to be all right. I know you've been ill. Yeah, it's quite a storm moved down through that area. We have a slide I'd like to show you, a photograph taken last night. We had Bud Hill and Mike Arnett down there, and it's very, very dark. I'm not sure how we're going to be able to do any. Yeah, there you can see a little bit. If you kill that light there for me, Kevin. Thank you. Okay, you can see over here on the right, there's this is a very large wall cloud, and it's back in under this cloud here. But on the right, you have a tornado there. It's a funnel not touching the ground. You have another funnel in this area here, and you have one right over here. You have 3 funnels rotating around a very large wall cloud. The circulation we had on radar was about 8 miles across as it moved in over the Altus area. Folks in Altus is very, very fortunate. They just didn't get completely blown away.
That green building you see in the graphic right there is where Gary was talking about last night in his transmitter. Transmitter sends the pulse up the radar tower up to the antenna, where the antenna sends out a pencil width beam out towards the thunderstorm, and out there it interrogates the thunderstorm, gets the data, and then goes back into the radar tower, and then back into the transmitter room where a computer takes that data, processes it, and that's where it tells us whether the raindrops are moving towards the radar area or away from the radar site.
And now we receive this information from the National Weather Service that confirms ours, a tornado about 15 miles south of Enid, moving to the northeast, so it may take in the east part of Enid and on to the northeast. So once again, tornado warning for Garfield County, and if we come back down here, this tornado, as I mentioned, still indicated on radar, but has not come down and touched the ground yet. We'll keep you advised. It still continues to be indicated by radar. There's a circulation with this about 3 miles across, and it's going to be moving, looks like, onto the northeast toward the Midwest City, Dell City area, and still you folks in the Moore area should be extremely alert. And a tornado warning also continues for Garfield County up in northern Oklahoma, and all of these continue in effect for about another 15 to 20 minutes, and we'll keep you advised. Let's just do it this way. Let's take in once again about the eastern 2/3 of Oklahoma County, but near the intersection of Reno Street and Midwest Boulevard, out in this area here, tornado reported on the ground, and we do have a very strong indication on radar. So tornado warning continues for the eastern 2/3 of Oklahoma County, the northwestern 1/2 of Lincoln County, and southeastern Logan County. So once again, on precautions, if you haven't heard it, if you don't have a cellar or basement, go to the center part of your house. Lowest level, smallest room, preferably a closet or bathroom. Wrap yourself in a blanket, put a mattress over you. This is Guthrie. This is Guthrie right in here, and here's Mill Hall. And this tornado is in northeastern Kingfisher County. It's going to be moving to the northeast through northern Logan County toward Orlando. A little bit later, Perry. Stillwater, it looks like it'll pass north of them, but Stillwater should keep advised of this. We do have a strong tornado indicated on radar, northeastern Kingfisher County, moving to the northeast. We'll keep you advised on that one. And also down here, tornado continues to be reported in the eastern part of Oklahoma County. There has been quite a bit of damage reported. The extent of it we don't know at the present time, but we've got many reports of tornadoes on the grounds, funnels, and quite a bit of damage. Some winds estimated in excess of 100 miles per hour. Also, could we take a look now at our radar, please? Okay, we're confirmed on this tornado indicated by radar now. There it is, the center of the circle in northeastern Kingfisher County, moving northeastward. Also, I do want to say, you folks back to the west, a little bit earlier, it still may, we do have some indication of a circulation out in the west of El Reno and the Minco areas, so that section should also be on alert to the possibility of a tornado. Stay with us here on 9, we'll keep you advised. Tornado warning continues now and has been extended officially. I gave this to you earlier, but extended over into Oklahoma County, let's call it, they're calling all of Oklahoma County, but right now mainly it looks like it would be the eastern one half of Oklahoma County, Lincoln, Logan, and Payne counties. And we've had several tornadoes confirmed, but they say here tornado confirmed just northeast of Oklahoma City, moving northeast at 30. We've had considerable damage reported, and please do not drive into these areas. Just don't go out there. Let's take a quick look at our radar. Okay, up to the north is where this section of Oklahoma County, on up into Lincoln, and also they're extending it up into Logan and Payne County. Now we have a tornado indicated right up here, and that's moving across northern Logan County. Also, I might add that back down to west of Oklahoma City, very strong thunderstorms are moving into the city area, so you should stay alert to the possibility of severe weather. Covers this part of Oklahoma County into Lincoln, on up into Payne, and back into Logan. Actually, there are 2 tornadoes. There's one up in this section northeast of Oklahoma City, moving toward Arcadia, Luther up this way. There's some indication that one is weakening just a little bit. However, we also indicate on radar a tornado in this general location. It'll be moving to the northeast or east-northeast. So a tornado warning for Logan, Payne, northwestern Lincoln, and Oklahoma County. Right now it is about the eastern half of Oklahoma County. However, back to the west of Oklahoma City, we have very strong thunderstorms. We have been picking up some circulation back there, but no tornado indicated. So stay advised of the latest conditions, and we'll keep you advised. Okay, here's Oklahoma City, here's Lake Hefner, here's the turnpike going to Tulsa. The tornado indicated on our radar, very strong, right in this location. Now here is Arcadia and here's Luther, and it's moving on to the northeast at about 30 to 35 miles per hour. And residents in Kearney, Four Corners, a little bit later Agra, especially Perkins, possibly Stillwater, and possibly Cushing should be alert to the possibility of a tornado. So once again, tornado warning continues for this section. We call it eastern Oklahoma County, Lincoln County, Payne County, and Logan County. We have another tornado indicated up moving through northern Logan County, and we also have a lot of other thunderstorms approaching the Oklahoma City area. Yeah.
Tornado confirmed 5 north of Arcadia.
We have it confirmed on the ground.
Yes.
We have a tornado confirmed on the ground 5 miles north of Arcadia. That's right where we just spotted it on our radar just a moment ago. I can't stress enough, you folks, the path of this storm, you should take immediate safety precautions. This is a major tornado, and it appears we're having a rather significant tornado outbreak. So everyone viewing, everyone in the area should prepare to take safety precautions. We have thunderstorms, strong ones approaching the Oklahoma City area.
Southeast about 4 or 5 miles per hour, kind of nice. Shower and thunderstorm activity, we had a little bit around, and the next couple of days we have a little bit more, but it's not much there. It's down to southern Oklahoma, and not much movement. It's very light, but next 2 days, no significant change. Probability of precipitation about 10 to 20%, so not too great. Let's check the satellite picture. In the far northwest, skies are mostly clear, and they've been, well, clear to partly cloudy here in Oklahoma, and on up into the northeast. Heavy cloud cover down along the Gulf Coast, and very heavy cloud cover. It's kind of a dreary. It's been raining. Hasn't been raining quite as much, but still raining very heavily in some areas. There you can see the heavy thunderstorms. There's flash flood watches, southern Nevada, southern California, and parts of Arizona. And you can see down along the Gulf Coast in Texas some thunderstorms, and there's the thunderstorm activity. Most of it, I think the heaviest activity right now is over in Pennsylvania.
I'm not so sure about that.
I'm not either.
That's a cute dog.
She's a cute dog.
She's a good sport, too.
She's a good, well, it took a half hour to get those on.
Let's take a look at the temperature. It's coming in Oklahoma City at 28. Relative humidity 75%. Barometric pressure is at 30.19 and steady. Winds north at 5. Just a little bit on the cold side tonight. We'll call it a little bit cold in the morning. It is going to warm up across Oklahoma tomorrow, but the winds are going to come up fierce out of the south, 15 to 30 miles per hour with some cases much higher gusts. The temperatures will be warmer, but the winds will be up. Slight chance, 20% or less, for some little bit of rain or such late Saturday night and early Sunday, but right now it does not look significant. A storm system moving in the northwest coast, but really the next several days it just appears that we're not going to have any significant changes. Some minor. Is that a wasp? Get that rascal out of here, will you? There's the 5-day forecast. Wasp and all. 61. Excuse me, folks. 61. You step on him. 59 Sunday. 55 Monday. 58 Tuesday. Wednesday. 60. That was live television on January the 10th. I don't know if you could hear Patty back there yelling, "Hit it," and Chris over here hit it with a newspaper, and it was I thought that was a classic, you know.
You were very brave in the face of the killer wasp.
Chicken. Yeah. I left the set early.
Hey, I don't like those things either. I don't. They scare me. They hurt.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you, Gary.
By radar now. There it is, the center of the circle in northeastern Kingfisher County, moving northeastward. Also, I do want to say, you folks back to the west. A little bit earlier, still May, tornado warning continues now and been extended officially. I gave this to you earlier, but extended over into Oklahoma County let's call it, they're calling all of Oklahoma County, but right now mainly it looks like the eastern.
Joe, come on.
What is it, Mom?
Come on, sweetie, let's get up. Come on. It's okay.
We need to get down to the storm cellar right now.
Okay.
Come on. Hey, Joe, let's go. Let's go.
Come on, sweetie.
Come on, honey, hurry.
Don't be scared, Joe. Mama's got you. Mama's got you.
Stevie says it's big.
Okay.
Might be in F5.
We're going to the storm cellar.
Toby!
Hurry, go move. Hand her to me. Come on, let's move.
You haven't heard it. You don't have a cellar basement, go to the center part of your house.
This is a News 9 special presentation, Surviving the Storm.
Hi, I'm News 9 Chief Meteorologist Gary England. We're proud to bring you this special presentation, Surviving the Storm. I hope this weather safety classroom will help you and your family stay safe during severe weather. And as always, stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised. Most days, Oklahomans enjoy picture-perfect weather.
It's me.
Sunny and clear. But in an instant,
I did it.
the skies over the Sooner State can turn nasty. Clouds take on eerie shades of green and black. The winds pick up. The hail comes pounding down. You may hear the roll of thunder and see the flash of lightning. The rain may fall. And if the conditions are just right, one of the fiercest and most devastating forces of nature will twist its way out of the clouds to the land below. You know, in Oklahoma, we have a great deal of severe weather. Severe thunderstorms produce lightning and flash flooding and strong damaging winds and hail and tornadoes. Most people are afraid of tornadoes. I maintain if you have a healthy respect for tornadoes and know what to do, you'll be just fine. You need to keep in mind that most tornadoes are small, most of them are not on the ground very long, and most of them don't do very much.
Kurt, there's a tornado warning.
A lot of severe weather in Oklahoma. Once again, know your safety precautions and you'll be just fine.
How do thunderstorms form?
In Oklahoma, most severe weather comes from severe thunderstorms. And very briefly, to have a thunderstorm or to have a cloud, you have to have air that's going up. And so once we have air that's going up, we need warm, moist air really to be going up. Then if you have the proper wind conditions in the upper atmosphere and on the surface, it may keep going up until it finally forms this large thunderstorm. And from that can come various types of weather. Some of it good, some of it a little bit bad at times. Anybody have a question about thunderstorms?
If I'm playing outside or riding my bike and I hear thunder, should I go inside?
Anytime you hear thunder and you're outside, that's not a good sign. It means lightning is nearby. It's extremely dangerous. So, you know, what I would do, you know, I would make sure I looked around very quickly. If it's extremely close, I would probably get off my bicycle. You know, and I'd walk my bicycle to the nearest house or your house or wherever, or the closest shelter.
What is the difference between a thunderstorm watch and warning?
They're pretty descriptive. You think about it. It says, severe thunderstorm watch in effect. Well, basically it says you just kind of watch out, don't you? And usually a severe thunderstorm watch is for a large area. It might cover a third of Oklahoma. A severe thunderstorm warning means there's actually a severe thunderstorm in progress. Large damaging hail, strong damaging winds. Sometimes we'll put a warning out just on intense lightning. But a warning means that a severe thunderstorm is underway, and that covers a small area. Maybe Oklahoma County, maybe Canadian County, just one or two little counties.
Where does lightning come from?
Lightning is one of my favorite subjects. Who in here has a boyfriend or girlfriend? There's some here, okay. Well, there's kind of an attraction there, isn't there? You know, sometimes, you know, there's an attraction between the boy and the girl. You know, and lightning is kind of the same way. You have this thunderstorm that goes up, and there's a lot of motion in there. There are negative charges, positive charges, and they attract each other. And when positive charges develop on the ground, they'll be attracted to those negative charges up in the cloud. And as these charges build up in the thunderstorm, this attraction between the thunderstorm and the ground gets stronger and stronger. Now, who has had the boyfriend and the girlfriends? Okay. And it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. Finally, it connects.
During lightning, why do they tell us to stay away from tall trees and structures?
As I say, normally lightning strikes the tallest point. And so if you run over and get under a tree, beneath a telephone pole, and it's sticking up there, because remember that lightning's coming down, down, down. It's looking for the point of least resistance, and the charges on the surface will flow up through that tree and flow up that pole, and then they'll connect, and that lightning surges up and down in there.
My dad loves playing golf. If he's out on the course and it starts to lightning, what should he do?
The key thing is that with most golf courses, they have a lightning detection system, and we have many golf courses that call us and ask us where the lightning is, and then they have a siren they blow to clear the course.
Ready?
Back on the ball, Arnold. So whatever you're doing, always stay aware. Glance up at the sky. Especially in the spring and summertime, it's staying aware. Then once you see the lightning or hear the thunder, it's time I'm headed in. Closest place I can find inside. Let's say you're outside. You shouldn't have been outside, but you're outside and there's no place to go. Okay, so what you do, you drop down to your knees, all right? Okay, put your hands behind your head and pull your head down to your knees. And just curl up in a tiny, tiny little ball like that, all right? Little tiny ball, tall, and you stay there. And if you're real lucky, lightning won't hit you. But what you're doing is making yourself as small a target as possible. If you stretch out, if you're out there on the ground, all spread out, lightning might come in your feet and come out your head. So that's the objective, is to make as small a target as possible, just like that.
Can it hurt me if I'm inside my house?
It all comes down to safety precautions, knowing what to do. Every year, someone is killed or injured in Oklahoma talking on the telephone that has the wire into the wall. Lightning comes in on the wire. So all that says, you know, just find a nice place in the middle of your house, you know, away from anything metal, away from the telephone. Cell phones are just fine, and you'll be just fine.
Here we go. Hang on tight. Okay, Russell, pop it back to me.
To sum up the lightning safety precautions, when inside, do not use cord telephones or electrical appliances. Do not take a bath or shower. When you're outdoors, go indoors immediately. Get inside your car and touch no metal in the car. If in or on the water, get out and go to safe shelter. If your hair stands on end, squat with your head between your knees. Next on Surviving the Storm, protecting yourself from hail and flash flooding.
Good night.
When it storms at night, I'm scared of the lightning and thunder. Can it hurt me when I'm
Hail
inside
sounds
my house?
scary. Can it hurt me if I'm inside my house?
With a thunderstorm, you're going to hear wind and rain and hail, and you'll hear thunder, and it sounds scary, but really, you don't need to be afraid of any of that.
Where does hail come from?
Hail comes from thunderstorms. It's just frozen water. Sometimes, you know, it's little tiny pea-sized hail, and people call up and say, it's just snowed 6 inches at my house. No, it's little pieces of very soft hail. And we get hail sometimes the size of baseball. A great deal of hail is about the size of a golf ball. So, you know, if you have a thunderstorm that has pea-sized hail, that's not much of a storm. Golf ball becomes significant.
What is flash flooding?
Flash flooding is another one of those events that comes from severe thunderstorms, and it's pretty simple why we have flash flooding. It just rains so much that it can't drain off. Basically, for about every foot of water will lift 1,500 pounds. So let's say you got a 3,000-pound car, you got 2 feet of water on the road. What's that mean? Your car begins to float in the water. And at over 2 feet, it's kind of up and you're down the creek. Flash flooding, let's review those safety precautions. When driving, never drive into water that is running across the road. Avoid low water crossings. Leave your car immediately if caught in flood waters. Stay away from creeks, streams, and drainage ditches. Stay away from soggy banks that can suddenly collapse. Never walk into water when you can't see the ground beneath it. Inside, you may have to move to higher ground. Coming up on Surviving the Storm, where to take shelter when a killer tornado strikes. Tornadoes are defined as a twisting wind in contact with the ground, but it's really much more complex than that. But tornadoes probably happen in several different ways, but I'll just cover one way that deals with big tornadoes.
It's a half a mile west, right in front of us, and it's level right now.
Warm, moist air comes up in the Gulf of Mexico. And let's say we have certain wind conditions. As you go up in the atmosphere, the wind direction turns a certain way. And as you go up, the wind speeds change in a certain way. So let's say we have this thunderstorm goes up, and sometimes that thunderstorm will go up rotating. The conditions are such that as that column of air goes up, becomes a thunderstorm, it's already rotating. And then we have something we call horizontal rotating tubes of vorticity. You ever seen any of those? That's just kind of a horizontal tube of air that's rotating, and that's also due to various types of wind shear. And occasionally, as that thunderstorm goes up and is rotating, those horizontal rotating tubes of vorticity may get pulled into that circulation, and that updraft may begin to rotate. And as they move into that, they're stretched, their diameter decreases, and the wind speed increases, and sometimes you'll have a tornado.
Oh, look at that!
How long do tornadoes normally stay on the ground?
Most tornadoes are on the ground 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes. Probably a large number of them are just like that. Very seldom are they on the ground very long. Huge tornado in the Moore area. Damage is severe. Just below ground, you folks look at. Of course, the F5 tornado in Oklahoma on May 3rd, 1999 was an exception. They stayed on the ground for over 1 hour, destroying over 8,000 structures. 40 people were killed in Oklahoma. Fortunately, that type of tornado is very rare. The key, regardless of the size of the tornado, is being prepared.
In the spirit of Oklahoma, this is News 9.
There you go. Get the ball.
There's a tornado warning for parts of central Oklahoma. You're taking immediate tornado precautions. This tornado is just near Chickasha, moving northeast about 30 to in southwest Oklahoma County. And about a half
Kurt, there's a tornado warning.
Tornado warning? Come on, kids. Let's go on through the house. Let's go. Come on.
Tornado precautions, below ground shelter, safe room. Either one of those are best. If you don't have a below ground shelter or a safe room, central part of your house.
Sit up here. There.
What is the safest place to be during a tornado?
You know, you need to plan ahead. Everyone needs to plan ahead.
tornado on the ground. Who's that? Go down a little bit. Right, guy. Tornado on the ground.
Amy, come on, sweetie, there's a tornado warning. We need to get in the shelter.
And if you don't have a cellar, and this is what I'm telling you on the air, if you don't have a cellar or a safe room, you go to the lowest level of your house, first floor. You go to the center part. So it's lowest level, center part, and it's the smallest room, preferably a bathroom, and you get in the bathtub. Get some pillows and blankets, and you know, and I want you to get a bicycle helmet, put that on. If you have shatter-resistant goggles, you put those on. So you put as many things on you can, wrap up in the pillows, wrap up in the blankets, get in the bathtub, and wait for the storm to blow by.
How can a tornado helmet save your life?
Some of the same safety items you wear for rollerblading or skateboarding also apply to tornado safety. Because so many people are injured in tornadoes with head injuries. You know, 2x4 stuck through their head, nails stuck in them. So, put on all those safety items you can. Go to the center of the house, lowest level, smallest room, preferably. Get in the bathtub and protect yourself from flying glass and debris. If you have a baby brother or sister, put them in a car seat. Place him or her in the bathtub. Run your arm through the back straps of the car seat and hold on tight. This will help you hold on to the baby in case the tornado should pass directly over you. Easy, Dan, don't fall.
If I'm playing in the park with my family, what should I do if the tornado sirens go off?
One of the things you do, and you are trapped, you always, and whether you're in a car or you're in a building, it's always lowest level. That means the creek. I mean, if you got to get down in the mud and hold on to the roots of the trees, you get down in the ditch, you get down as far as you can. You always think lowest level, lowest level. If you're in a house, you think lowest level. Let's say you live in a 3-story house. You think first floor, lowest level. So you always keep in mind lowest level.
Ready?
What if I'm at school and a tornado hits?
What do you hear when you write the word not?
If you're at school and there's a tornado warning, I'm sure your school has tornado drills.
And it's do. Boys and girls, that's the tornado alarm. Stand up behind your chair, quietly line up at the door.
So you'll know what to do in the real McCoy. You'll have a place to go, and you just do as the teachers have instructed you to do.
3, 4, 5.
And just follow those instructions, and I think you'll be okay.
Oh man, it's right here!
Gary, I'm driving down the road in my car and I see a tornado. What should I do?
We got debris everywhere.
If you're in the car and the tornado's already coming, one thing we don't do is get under the underpass. For a while, everybody was told to get under the underpasses, and then we realized with big tornadoes, it pulls you out. So in most cases, if you're in a car and a tornado's coming, and you have time, you look at the tornado. And you don't do this while you're driving, but you look at the tornado and you either go at left or right, 90-degree angles to the tornado.
Sometimes I hear you talk about watches and warnings for tornadoes. What's the difference?
Tornado watch, like any watch, just means watch out. And then a warning means there's actually been a tornado spotted on the ground or there's strong indications of one on radar.
How big can tornadoes get?
As we've talked about, most tornadoes are small, and not very wide, don't do very much, but you know, in some cases they may get up to 2 miles wide. Tornadoes are rated based on the damage they do. It's called the F scale, the Fujita scale, and from the damage we infer what the wind speed might be in those storms. And they range from F0 to F5. F0 up to 72 miles per hour, and the F5 up to around 300 miles per hour. The frequency of tornadoes in Oklahoma looks this way. F0 through F2, over 90% of them are very small and very weak. Then we have the F3s, which are significant, a little over 7%. Then you get into the very deadly tornadoes, the F4 and F5s, and they are less than 2% of all tornadoes.
Tops that.
Now let's review our tornado safety precautions. There's a tornado warning for parts of central Oklahoma.
You better go get
Take your
closer.
immediate tornado precautions. In wood and brick homes. If you have no cellar, basement, or safe room, take shelter in a small room in the center of the house on the lowest floor. Get in the bathtub. Cover yourself and your children with blankets, pillows, and a mattress, protecting your face and eyes. Other favorable types of protection are bicycle helmets, knee and elbow pads, and goggles. An infant car seat for the baby is also a very good idea. If there's a tornado warning for your area and you live in a mobile home, leave immediately and go to a pre-selected shelter. Follow your predetermined safety plan for your school or business. If below-ground shelter is not available, basement and inside hallways are preferred. Stay away from windows. Always protect your head and face using your arms and hands. Outdoors. In the ditch, in the ditch. If possible, find below-ground shelter. If you can, get inside a sturdy building and seek shelter in the lowest level, center part, smallest room. If shelter is not available, lie face down in a ditch or low-lying area. Never try to outrun a tornado in your vehicle. If no safe shelter is available, seek safety in a ditch or low-lying area. If you're in a vehicle and a tornado is approaching you, drive at a 90-degree angle or perpendicular to the tornado. The majority of the time, you will be able to avoid the storm in that way.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J.
Remember, most of the time, the weather in Oklahoma is nice and calm. However, when it does turn for the worse, use your severe weather safety precautions and you'll be just fine. Stay with News 9. We'll keep you advised.
a spin update of the tornado warning activity here in central Oklahoma. Let's go to radar and we'll check it out. Tornado warning continues. By the way, you're looking at Doppler radar.
It looked very suspicious on Doppler. Once again, it kind of like, I think that's what it is. You know, it was still real early. Because that Doppler we had initially, you used that with the grab hold, you see your pants, hoping you did a good job because it was not locked in at all. We're in there, and in those days you didn't go live all the time. A badge of honor is how many times could you cut in? And so finally, again, all these reports, and I said to Alan Mitchell worked for us.
Is he kind of lowering in the area of the fairgrounds at all?
He's ex-Air Force, long silver hair, you know, great guy. And I turned to him. We're in that real small office, and shit, like I said, about this size. And you got to do a warning, and you slide that door open, and the camera's right there.
Okay, I'm ready and you're ready. Do it right now.
Okay, let's quickly check radar, update you.
Those lights would hit you in the face, then you couldn't see the radar. But I said, Alan, why don't you go out behind and look? And he went outside, and a few minutes later, I just kind of sensed that he was behind me, and I turned around, and his hair was blown over to the side, and his tie was up over his coat, and he was pointing at the sky, and he was going, you, and he finally said, you better come and look at this. It scared the daylights out of me, so I ran out the back door with him, and the entire friggin' sky was rotating. I mean, from here to here. And then there was a big power flash.
Look at that.
262.
And you could see the tornado. It was to our west-northwest at that time.
Santa Fe, tornado on the ground. You folks in the Edmond area, this is serious. Take your tornado precautions right now.
It is just south of Edmond Road, I would say approximately Broadway extension, maybe further west.
Just a brief update. Damage is being reported now in Edmond, Oklahoma, just north of Oklahoma City. And that tornado possibly still on the ground. Let's go to Doppler radar very quickly. And as we look very quickly, we'll look up there. And this particular area, right over here is the center of Edmond.
Stay with News 9.